A paddling day trip on Elliot Lake. Here's the full 17-kilometer route and the start-finish point at the beach in town. Hello, I'm here at the beach on Elliot Lake in the city of Elliot Lake. This will be my first paddle of 2026. We've just had an odd spring, an odd end to winter, with some serious snow in March, and things are just starting now to clear up. We're still having a hard time getting some warm days. This isn't the warmest of days, but the wind has calmed down, so I'm gonna head out on a paddle. And you can see I'm at the beach. There's some city workers tidying up the beach, getting ready for summer. And I got the Suarez blue. Just over that way is Westview Park, and there's a boat launch there. I could have launched there, so could anyone else that wants to paddle on Elliot. But I like the beach. I'm only a couple of minutes walk away from the beach. I'd like to do a whole tour of the lake. I had planned to anyway. I did a 30 lakes in 30 days a few years ago, and just like an hour or so on each lake. I thought I'd do a little more in-depth look around some of these lakes. This one's fun to come and paddle any day for day trips. There are a few campsites. I'll see if I can point those out. Tourism at Elliot Lake is trying to promote more paddling, so I thought this could coincide with that. Well, that's it. First time on the water, 2026, out here on Elliot Lake. My house is just up the hill. You can probably see it from here. It's not far from the beach. There's the kind of famous rock here. Everyone likes to swim out to the rock. We'll take a paddle around that, the rock, then we'll go around a couple of islands. We'll go along that far shoreline. I'm not gonna go to the public boat launch down there at Westview. I might drive over there after and just show you where the public boat launch is. And there's a park there too that you can camp at. But we'll stick to more of the lake right now, and we'll get some paddling in. I need the stretch, get some exercise. Turn 65 at the end of this month, so get out all I can. So that's the rock. It's a kind of a rite of passage for kids as they learn to swim. Swim out to this rock, jump off it, dive off it. Again, that's Westview Park, and the highway's right there, so parking on the highway, there's washrooms, a boat launch, boat slips. It's really beautiful actually. But we'll go in between these two islands. There's a cool little spot. And then we'll go on that far shoreline and we'll paddle down to the west end of the lake and just look around, see what we see. Well, the two islands that you can see from the beach, this is a little path in between them. It's a nice little bay on one of the islands. Duck in here. It's a bit of a sandy beach. Nice place for a little picnic. Have a fire there. I've seen tents in there. Someone stay a night or two, and a little peaceful spot close to home. Still got good cell service here. But yeah, it's a nice quiet little spot. And it's just a bay on that island. paddle on past these two islands to where Glassy Bay Outfitters are. You can hop on a Beaver de Havilland and fly up to some remote lakes for some really good fishing. They run a few cabins out on Bark Lake. Chris and I flew with them up to Bark Lake to start our trip down the Mississauga River. It was an awesome trip, and Todd that works there was, well, he owns it, I guess, but he also works. Was great. Really nice fella. We really had a good time. I stop by and chat with him once in a while. So that's Glassy Bay Outfitters there. He's got one of his planes out at the dock there. I'm sure he's gearing up. Guys will be wanting to get up to the fish camps. I don't see him around, or I'd pop over and say hello. But I'm sure it's an awfully busy time of year. So there's another little island there. Way in the background on the right side of the island is the Westview Park with the boat launch. And then Glassy Bay Outfitters. And there's another little island in front of me there. And then Elliot Lake actually is much bigger than you see from in town. It goes down that ways quite a ways. It is a great place for a day paddle. You can spend a full day out here exploring around, finding things. I see lots of kayaks out here, a few canoes, and a few stand-up paddleboards. But lots of people just get out and spend the day paddling. There is a fair bit to see. And at the far end of the lake, I'll probably stop there if I end up down that far. There's a controlled water drop down to Quimby Lake, and that's part of a route that goes around from Elliot Lake here, around a few other little lakes, and then a chain of lakes, and then back to Depot Lake out by the highway. So, pretty cool. That beach over there in the distance is Spine Beach, or the Old Beach. So there's two beaches on this lake. Two organized beaches. There's a few other little sandbars and spots where you could go and have a day of swimming. I'll probably paddle by a few of those. We'll get back on our way. Small little island here. I've seen tents set up on this. Maybe just a day here, a day there. Or even just a picnic, I don't know. But yeah, it's a peaceful little spot. Well, there's a little channel that goes back in there. A couple of ducks swimming in there. And Chris and I have paddled down there. It gets narrow, and then it would be a real slog to get through. Quite sandy along here in this little bay. Pretty sure you could find a spot to camp in the bush there if you wanted to. Good spot to cool off. Pretty shallow. Well, I've caught a few pike here at other times, so I've got a fishing rod with me. Maybe I'll cast into the rocky shore there a few times and see if there's any customers out. So, only took a few casts. I'm more out here to do a little look around the lake. I might drag the line a bit, but I didn't want to stay here too long. I got a few things I want to do out here. Come around this point, and we're going to head down towards the west end of the lake. It's definitely calmer than I thought it was going to be. A lot of times I come out here paddling, I go way down to the west end, and then the wind turns out of the east, and I got a headwind all the way back. So today it's supposed to be a northwest to west wind. So if I get down there, it should be a good ride back. Wind's picked up, definitely out of the west. That will bode well for the trip back. Usually when I'm out by myself in this 16-foot canoe, I take a 5-gallon dry bag, fill it with water, and put it in the front. It's kind of a ballast. I forgot. So yeah. So with the wind out of the west, me getting closer to the west end of the lake, wind has definitely calmed down quite a bit. A little more buds along here. Lots of birch. Another little sandy spot up ahead. I might stop there and stretch my legs a little. Have a look around. Maybe take the drone up. It's nice to be out in the canoe again anyway. Work some muscles. Couple of loons up ahead. Both of them just ducked down. I'm sure they've got a nest somewhere nearby, so we won't bother them. Popped up on the other side of the canoe. So we got another little natural beach, not much, down at the west end of the lake. I think there's a fire pit here. Some people must come and camp or just a picnic maybe. A little day use. It's not too bad of a little beach. And the sun is definitely trying to peek out. Well, that's that little sand spot. Little beach-ish kind of thing. And I think we'll paddle past some high rocks, get down to the portage to Quimby, and then head back. That should be a full day, and I should have some aches and pains when I get done. These old bones, but good to get out. Some nice high rocks along here. Beautiful spot. I've fished here in the winter. I haven't fished, well, I guess I have fished here in the summer. Only once, I think. But we did all right here in the winter. That's quite a rock face. And then there's quite a pile of rocks hanging over your head. And just across from here will be the portage to Quimby. It's not right down in the bottom there on the right. It's almost straight across from the rock face. So this is the portage into Quimby Lake. It's the very west end of Elliot Lake. Kind of the south side of the west end, and there is a controlled water drop here. It's spring, so it's going over there pretty good. I just pulled up here. You can see out there to the right takes you back towards town and the beaches and all that, and to the left is that big rock face I was just at. So we'll take a quick peek up here. There's an ATV trail you cross to get to Quimby, so this little spot gets used a bit, I'm pretty sure. There'll be a fire pit. But yeah, in the summertime, this is just a little bit going over here, but nothing like this. She's flowing good right now. And actually, Right over there through the trees you can see Quimby. Looks like there's a trail up through there. But that's the portage down that road. It's almost a road now. Yeah, and here's the controlled water drop. Kind of pretty. I didn't tie up my boat, so I better get back to it. And we'll continue back. This has been quite a loop around the lake. I wasn't sure if I'd get down to this end. So that's that. We're pulled out again. You can hear the water going over that controlled drop. Well, I'm going to try to add some data from my Apple Watch to the video. It should embed it right into it. We'll just do a little paddle down here. We'll just enjoy the paddle back to the beach. Up in through there, there's a path to Mink Lake. Another nice lake in town, small. Got brook trout in it. I think it's a stocked lake. And that's where I've come from. That's the west end where I went to. Well, we're just pulling up to a pretty cool sandbar. I think it gets a fair bit of use. I see some stuff there that people have left behind. But yeah, it sticks out quite a ways and it's all sandy around it. Sand or small stones depending on where you are, but this sandbar is a pretty cool spot. Hence why it gets used a lot, I guess, but I'm gonna pull in here. Have a little stretch. Yeah, it's a gorgeous spot. I stop here sometimes for lunch, just stretch the legs if I'm out just for a paddle. Beautiful. Awesome. I will kind of straighten it up, put these chairs in a single spot and just tidy up a little bit. It's actually not too bad, just those chairs sitting around and so definitely a good spot to stop when you're out for a day paddle on Elliot Lake. Just to stretch, picnic. People do camp out here. It's a popular spot though, I think. But, beautiful sandbar. Oh, there's a little more sunshine finally. Winds died down, my hopeful tailwind. As I come around this little point, if you look off in the distance, you can see where I started at Spruce Beach. A bit of the town up on the hill. And to the far right, as we come around here, is Spine Beach. It's also referred to as the Old Beach, but it's on Spine Road, so it's Spine Beach. The other beach is the New Beach, and it's on Spruce Avenue, so it's called Spruce Beach. Oh, and I think my fishing rod just snagged. I'll try this again. When I come around the corner, it got quite shallow, and I got snagged on some rocks. There is a walking trail that goes right from Spine Beach that's straight ahead over to Spruce Beach and then around to Westview Park. So that's quite a hike, and it's kept up pretty nice. I'm not going to dip in real close to Spine Beach there. Spruce Beach is basically probably far left on the camera, so I might just take a path straight to it.
Paddle slicing, water's clean. Northern sky ain't ever mean. Maple whispers cross the lake. Every sunset.
And this is the municipal boat launch park. It's still closed right now. I think it opens on the May long weekend. There's people down here fishing. It's got a washroom. It's got the boat slips and boat launches. So you can come down here with your boat, put that in, and off you go. Like I said, the beach is closer to me, so that's why I start at the beach. But yeah, it's quite a nice. They have sun screens up that they put up in the summer, and it's only a few minutes from the beach anyway. So I will call it a day.
Paddle slicing, water